All right, guys, you're allowed to call me crazy because we just put the hostiles on this truck a few months ago, and you can also call me crazy because they look extremely good on this truck. Please excuse the direct sunlight into my eyes. However, I'm going on vacation in the next 2 weeks, and if you remember, these tires are super cracked, and I don't want to risk having a blowout while I have family in the vehicle going, 70, 75, 80 mile per hour plus. So like I said, I think this is an incredible look. These are definitely one of my favorite sets of wheels that I've ever run on this truck. However, if you zoom in on this, now I bought these knowing that they had the old Toyo tire crack, but the date code on these tires was back in 2019, so it is a 7-year-old tire. And since they've been in my possession, and since I've been towing heavy on these, the cracks have definitely gotten worse and bigger. So honestly, it's time for me to replace these with something, at least for the time being. And I'm not sure, I might keep these, I might sell these and buy something else afterwards. I don't know yet, but the reason why I'm making this video is because the place that I bought these limited 5th gen stocks and 35s, this is not a sponsorship or anything paid by any means. I paid full price for the setup. There's a guy with a company up in Northeast Ohio near Akron, Ohio, that basically gets his hands on OEM takeoffs. Well, these weren't actually takeoffs. These have never even been mounted on a truck before. Basically, these are 5th gen stocks. And since the 5th gens are no longer a thing, 2025 and up, or 6th gen, he gets his hands on pallets and pallets of leftover wheels that the manufacturers don't use anymore. So some of them actually have like stock Firestones that Ram runs on them, but some are just wheels, and then he puts tires on them, which is what he did in this situation. And the fun thing is, he doesn't just have Ram wheels. I mean, he has Ford and Lamborghini and Cadillac and literally everything. And like I said, it's not a paid sponsorship by any means. I just wanted to make awareness and bring light to this guy because it's amazing. Let me cut to a few clips that I took up at his warehouse. And like I said, super nice people, super awesome to work and deal with, and you can't beat brand new freshies that have never been mounted. And then of course I had to take them up to my friend Dylan over at Rossi Auto Detailing to have these things ceramic coated, completely ceramic coated before I even put them on the truck. Let me show you what we got. Boom, guys, these are brand new, never been mounted before, limited takeoff wheels in the Hypersilver, wrapped in a 35-1250 Falken Wildpeak AT4. I'm super excited to run these tires. I've always wanted to run these tires. A bunch of hotshot guys run these tires and say they love them, but these are them. And like I said, I just had Rossi Auto Detailing just do a brand new ceramic coat on these, and I love, he did the inside, the outside. I love these wheels actually because they have a black back, which is awesome because it doesn't show brake dust so much. And like I said, these are wrapped in a brand new Falken Wildpeak, which is amazing. And the best part about it is I think the guy is extremely affordable and reasonable on these. He must get a stupid deal on tires, obviously, because he buys so many. And then he also must get a stupid deal just on leftover wheels because the manufacturers aren't going to use these anymore because these trucks are now have different wheels for 25 and plus. So yeah, honestly, that's kind of the biggest point of this video, but I want to see how good they look on the truck because I think they're going to look awesome because the last set of stocks I had that I just sold were the 20-inch like blackout midnight edition stocks and 35s, which also looked good on the truck, but I think the chrome just popped so much better. And the first set of stocks I had were just like the 18 bighorns that came on the truck, so I think these are going to look so much better. And I don't know, it's just, what would you pick? Do you stick with the gangsta wheels? And I mean, these aren't wide by any means, they're 10 wide wheels, but I do run a 2-inch spacer when I run stock wheels just because I like the look of it. So let's throw these bad boys on, and I do want to do a quick comparison between one of these and one of these. I want to weigh them here once I get one of these off. Guys, there's a difference. Sorry for the long, tall, awkward shadow. There's a difference right there. And one of the fun things I like to do is I always like to basically weigh these to see what, you know, what they weigh and like what, you know. So check this out. So this is a 22. This is a 22 by 10 with a 35 1250. So got that at 111. 111 for the 22s. And now here's your stock wheel. I hope that stops. Please stop. Okay, now we got our stock wheel, which is like a 20 by 8 if I'm not mistaken. And then same thing though, 35. So we had 111 before. Uh-oh. Huh. I think the batteries are dead. All right, well, I replaced all 4 batteries, and that still doesn't work. So we may never know how much this setup weighs. However, it looks extremely good. Now, like I said, we do run the 2-inch spacers on those, so we'll be popping the far from stock spacers to bump the wheels out a little bit, give them a little bit of a stance. So honestly, at this point, guys, I'm gonna get these on the truck. We'll just see what they look like. Let's go. All right, guys, what do you think about the new old man setup on the old 5G? Like I said, I still ran my 2-inch wheel spacer, so you get a little bit of poke seal, which I think looks good. And honestly, I hate to say this, I like this more than I probably should. Like, honest to God, like these wheels aren't like perfectly chrome, but they're also just like kind of like they're almost just kind of like a brushed gray. Please excuse the missing lug nut there. These tires are awesome. Honestly, they're super smooth so far. I only got probably maybe 40 miles on them right now, but they're super smooth, super quiet. But honestly, dude, that looks so good for a stock wheel. I am not gonna lie. No rubbing or anything, of course, which is awesome. And honestly, like I said, you still get some poke with a 2-inch spacer. I think it looks, honestly, really good for a stock setup. And honestly, that's what I got. That is this video. So just swapping the wheels back out. Wanted to shout out that company, and I'll link it in the description below if you want to grab yourself a set of wheels, OEM wheels, tires from them. They were awesome to deal with. I did just buy some lug nuts today, so they should be here in a couple of days from them. But I think it looks good. It's a good looking setup. It's safe for my family for vacation and whatnot. Will I go back to the Alphas? Probably not. I'll probably sell those and buy something else next spring. We got so much going on with a house build here behind me that I don't really have time to keep swapping wheels and tires the rest of this year. So we still do have more parts on the truck coming. I just ordered a bunch of stuff today. Just gonna be smaller things for the time being, and some performance things. We'll get into that probably in about a month or so once we come back from vacation. So like the video if you haven't already. Let me know what you think about the stock setup here, and see you guys next video. Peace.